Alright mate, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. The Premier League season has nearly started. Make sure you've watched my Premier League predictions if you haven't already. I uploaded them a couple of days ago. But right now, it's about my fantasy team. Now, I did this video last year, made my fantasy team with my brother Seb, who you may know is a bit of a fantasy league aficionado. He fancies himself. He's had some pretty good results over the years. And he basically tore me to shreds. Okay, he wasn't happy with my team. He gave me some feedback, some of which I did take into consideration and improve my team after that video. Now, Seb's away with work at the moment, so I'm not able to get him here with me, but here's what we're going to do. I've pre-made a team, okay, my first stab at it, if you like. I'm sending that team to Seb. He's going to send me his feedback, which we're going to put in this video, and then we're going to finalise my team, not Seb's team, my team, in this video. You guys, obviously, can make notes if you want to, or maybe make notes on what not to do. I've never pretended to be a fantasy football expert. I don't spend anywhere near the time on it that Seb does, but I do want to be better this year. I've got my own Spencer FC League of Legends group. The link's in the description or on the screen now if you want to join. There's loads of people in there. But first off, let me show you my first stab at a fantasy team. Okay, guys, here's what I'm thinking for my first draft of my team. Sanchez is my goalkeeper from Brighton. Their problems last year were more about scoring goals than conceding them. I know they've lost Ben White, but I'm hoping he can get some points this year, and he's only 4.5 mil. 4 at the back at the moment. Dean from Everton, usually pretty good for some assists. He got 9 last year, played 400 minutes less than the year before when he got 8, so he's actually getting better. New manager with Rafa Benitez, we'll see how that works out. He's 5.5 mil. Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, 2 Man United defenders. Man United's fixtures look great. Defensively, they're quite solid. They could be adding Varane. I like them for clean sheets. Should be their first choice right and left back. Wan-Bissaka, 5 assists, 2 goals last year, 144 points. 20 points less for Luke Shaw. He got 1 less goal, but he played less minutes. He's had a great summer as well, Luke, and he's only 5.5 mil. And then Soufal from West Ham, who actually got more assists than both of the Man United players, almost combined. 9 assists, same as Dean. Great player, 5 million, bargain. Midfield, we've got Salah as captain from Liverpool. Everyone's going to have Salah, surely. He's expensive, but he repays that tenfold in points. On penalties as well. Son, I'm on the fence about. I love Son in real life. I love him in fantasy football. He's gone up $1 million this year. He's 10 mil instead of 9, which is what he started the game at last year. But look at these numbers, man. Double figures goals, and last few years, double figures assists as well. He could be without Harry Kane pretty soon. That could hurt him. Tough start against City as well. Might still use those funds in another way. But for now, he's in my team. See what Seb says about it. Havertz, he's been playing in pre-season. He scored the winning goal in the Champions League final. Should be full of confidence. Chelsea got a nice start to the fixtures. Lukaku to come in as well. I can't put him in the team right now because he's not in the game. I'm sure a lot of people will be putting Lukaku in. Not a great return last year, but he could play double that many minutes this season. And in the front three, we've got Ings from Villa, where he's just moved, of course. They've got a nice first couple of games. He's got to start, surely. I want to see what happens with him and Watkins, but I feel like they're going to start them both or just Ings. There's no way they spend 30 mil on Ings and don't start him, surely. I think they spent about the same on Watkins, though, to be fair. I don't know. We'll see. He's not a bad price. He's 8 mil, although he actually was outperformed by Watkins last year. So I'm not sure who they're going to play. Cavani, Man United, I'm backing them. We look at their fixtures in a minute. They look decent, okay? And Cavani, 8.5 mil, isn't bad. He got 10 goals last year and not many minutes at all. Ivan Toney, 6.5 mil. Newly promoted, top goal scorer in the Championship last year. Brentford have some games starting off where he could nick a goal. I don't know if they'll get points, but he could nick goals. I think a lot of people will have him in their team. On the bench, Foster, friend of the channel, of course, Ben Foster, legend, cycling GK. Might actually play for Watford, to be fair. Probably will play for Watford. They pick up the odd result. He's there to come in as a substitute if I need him. Trossard, obviously, Brighton. Decent last year, Belgian player. 5 goals, 6 assists, not bad in the Brighton team. He's a bench player. He's not too expensive, 6.5 mil. I might redistribute those funds based on what Seb says. Dallas next. He had a great year last year for Leeds. 8 goals, 3 assists, 12 clean sheets. Someone to look at, 5.5 mil. I think he's a bit more expensive than he was last year, but we'll see on that one. And then Manquillo is just a cheap one, 4 mil at Newcastle. Did actually play a little bit last year, but I don't think he'll get many points. I don't think he'll see much game time. The question is Seb going to rip me a new one on this team and tell me I've had a stinker? Or is he going to give me some credit? Because I think I've got a little bit better. I still don't play as much as Seb, but I've put a bit more thought into this team than I did last year. But I reckon there is still some weaknesses. So let's see what Seb thinks.
Yes, guys, back again for some more FPL action. And this year, I'm looking at Spen's team. It's definitely a lot better than last year. Some of you that saw that video remember what a state he was in. Let's just jump into this. You know I'm a big FPL guy. For those of you that are really into it, my rank last year was 22k, which is not too bad. spent a long time in top 10k, but then dropped off at the end of the season, got a little bit aggressive. But let's get into Spenny's team. So he's got exactly the default sort of 2 goalkeeper combo of Sanchez and Foster. Brighton kept great defensive stats last year. They've got good fixtures to start the season. He's a bit of a gift at 4.5. And Foster been playing a lot in pre-season at 4 million. I think that's a pretty good pick. The big omission in the defence is Trent. I think no Liverpool defender is a massive shout with their fixture to start the season. To only have one Liverpool player in general, I think he's missing out there. You've got to have, I think, Trent, especially now with the 4 million option you've got there with Robertson's injury. It's a bit of a no-brainer to have at least him. I think most people are going to have Trent. Digne I like, although slightly worried about whether he was going to be on as many set pieces as I thought. It did seem that Townsend was getting a few. I thought he'd have more with Sigurdsson and Rodriguez out of the frame a bit, but I'm not too sure on him. Shaw I love, Kufau I love, Havertz I love, although tough fixtures after game week 1, so that might be a transfer that has to be made soon after. Son, a tough fixture in game week 1, but then it gets a little bit better. I think that could be a good pick if he's going to play through the middle and maybe be on pen, so I like that. Salah, going to be most people's captains for the first game week, so that's a big obvious shout. Tony and Ings, again, Ings now playing up there. Villa have got some phenomenal opening fixtures, so I think that makes a lot of sense. I like the Ings pick. I like the Tony pick for his price. His stats from the Championship were great. Can he translate them? Bamford did. He seems confident. I think it's a good shout for his price. Cavani, I'm not too sure about. I think he's currently in isolation. Don't think he's going to start the season. I think there's better options, even if you've got a really cheap midfield and a really cheap striker in to sit on the bench and then put someone around Cavani's price point into midfield. You've got some good options there. Ben Rama at West Ham potentially. I'm surprised he's not got Antonio. He's a bit of a stats buster when it comes to FPL and a good price as well with West Ham's opening fixtures. Trossard, Dallas, I'm not sure. Dallas was a hero last year, but he was a 4.5 million midfielder playing in defender playing in midfield. This year is the opposite and he's more expensive, so he's a no from me. There are better players at that price point. Maybe Emil Smith-Rowe at Arsenal. He could be playing in an advanced role this year. And Manquillo is a default 4 million defender. You could just swap him for the Liverpool defender. It's a no-brainer. So yeah, much better Spenny, but I think there's room to improve. You're going to contend in our league this year, boy. Right, better go and finish my team.
Okay, some good info from Seb there, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to take that in and I'm going to use that to my advantage. He did give me some credit. He did say my team's a bit better, but he pointed out some obvious weak spots. The first one is Cavani. I actually didn't know about that isolation thing. I've not been keeping up to date with the Man United team news, to be fair. That's shame on me. He's got to go. If he's not going to play for the first few games, that's going to kill me. That's why I've got him in there. And that makes me feel... I'm actually a bit worried about United in general, you know, because I think their fixtures are great, but they're not going to have Rashford or Cavani. Are they going to throw Sancho straight in? They might have to. I still think they'll be good at the back, but I'm going to have to rethink this. Let's get to the transfers section. And first of all, let's look at the fixtures. We talked about Man United's fixtures, didn't we? Let's look at them. Look, I mean, they're lovely. West Ham is one of the tough games. That's a compliment to West Ham. That's a red fixture, but lots of greens in there. Looking at the best fixtures, Villa's first 3 are lovely, but then they get very tough. So you want Villa players to come in and then get the heck out, really, don't you? Who else we got? Man City's start, he's got a nice little area in there, but they could beat anyone on their day, couldn't they, City? The tough thing with City is working out who to get. Newcastle's start could throw a Callum Wilson option in there, you know. Brentford's start is lovely. You know, Arsenal at home, that is mugging off Arsenal. They're not making that red, by the way. They're going to get tougher, but that's why people are going with Tony a bit, I think. Everton's the one. Problem is, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison are both a bit of a doubt. Richarlison's had that Copa America campaign, then he went straight into the Olympics, I think. Don't think he's had a break. I think they're going to play him anyway. And then Calvert-Lewin's trying to get back to fitness. Don't know what way to go with that. But their start looks lovely, to be fair. That's probably the best fixture list for the first sort of 5-6 games. I think it's Everton's. Okay, let's get to transfers. Right, I've got to make some changes here. So, I'm going to take out Trossard. I'm going to take out Dallas. I think Seb was right about Dallas. He's more expensive now. He's a midfielder. I hadn't thought about that, if I'm honest. He obviously played in midfield last year, but he was down as a defender, wasn't he? Got to take Cavani out. I'm going to take one of the United boys out, and it's going to be Shaw, because I'm worried about these boys that have had the busy Euros campaign. Will he start? Will they introduce him, give him a bit of a rest, and introduce him slowly? Here's what we're going to do. We are going to chuck Trent in there. Seb's made me convinced on Trent. These numbers don't lie. Last year wasn't as good by his standards, but he didn't have Van Dijk, and I think Van Dijk is the key to Trent's powers. He needs that solid defensive base that gives him the confidence to kick on. Hopefully they can start well. I think Liverpool's start is pretty decent, isn't it? Yeah. Man City there, Chelsea there, but the rest are very winnable. Okay, fine. So we're going to chuck Trent in. I need some midfielders. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm going to take Havertz out as well. Now, I like Havertz. He's been playing. And he's going to play, certainly at the start of the season. Mason Mount is $1 million cheaper. Now, I know I've said I'm worried about Luke Shaw because he might not get played because he played so much in the Euros. Mount had a slightly easier Euros campaign. I was going to put Ziyech in there because he's been playing loads and scoring in pre-season, but he just got injured in the Super Cup last night. He would have been in there at 7.5. I think Mount could start now as Ziyech is injured. If not, he could come in. Maybe Pulisic will start, but Mount will come in. At 7.5, I'm thinking about the future here. He's going to play a lot this year. I'm sticking with Mount. I've got to take Cavani out, as we discussed. Right, so I need some more midfielders. You know what? I'm going to go with this man. Now, Man City's a tricky one because they've got so many good players. With De Bruyne and Foden out, De Bruyne's probably going to, 25% chance of playing. Going to miss the first weekend at least. Foden's not back till September. Grealish at 8 million is looking pretty tasty. But even then, they've got Mahrez, Sterling, Torres, Bernardo, all competing, as well as Gabriel Jesus. So they can all play in any of those positions. Jesus could play up front. He could play Grealish as a striker, Sterling as a striker, Torres as a striker. I think he might slowly introduce Grealish. I don't want to gamble on him, but I don't want to gamble on any of them. Torres played 1,200 minutes last year. Mahrez, it's just too many of them, man. Sterling played a lot, to be fair. Sterling played a lot, but at 11 million, he's not cheap. I'm actually going to stick Gundogan in there, because I think he has to play. He played 2,000 minutes last year, 13 goals from centre mid. Fernandinho, Rodri always plays, doesn't he? But he's not going to get any points, really. I'm going to go Gundogan in there, and then I'm going to go take a bit of Seb's advice, although I do maintain that I was the first person to bring Emil Smith-Rowe into the team in me and Seb's league. And everyone copied me after he started getting points. But yeah, Seb's reminded me about him here. So we're going to throw Smith-Rowe in the mix. Then what we've got 6.5 mil to play with for a striker. That's not a lot. Could introduce the left-back, Tsimikas from Liverpool at 4 mil. Whose place does he take? Dean's or Soufal's? I said Dean's start was very good. And if we get rid of West Ham players, then I haven't got that problem where I get doubly annoyed because they don't get me points and West Ham do bad on the weekend. At least now if Soufal gets points, it means West Ham have probably won, even if I don't have him. Yeah, I mean, do I need Trent first weekend? Tsimikas has to start, right? There's no Robertson. Do I save money on Trent? Because the forward position, I'm actually thinking here, do I swap Ings for Watkins, you know? Watkins is 7.5 mil. He's got a bit of a muscle injury. Okay, that might have made my decision for him. It's only half a mil difference. Fine, we'll leave Ings in. Do I throw Antonio in there then? Do we stick Antonio in there? I think we might have to. Antonio in there. That's exactly all my money. That is all my money spent. That might be the squad, boys. That might be the squad. Let's make those transfers. Let's have a look at the actual lineup. And that's actually literally it. They've done it. It's done it right. I think that's what I want. 4 at the back to start. Mount. I think Mount might start. Might sub Mount in for Tsimikas. Oh, I don't know, because if he plays, he probably gets a clean sheet as well. Who am I going to take out, though? Do I back the Liverpool boys to keep a clean sheet? It's tricky, guys. This is really tricky. Could take Tony out. Do that. He played 6 minutes in the league last year. I'm going to back Tony. Tsimikas on the bench. Smith-Rowe probably plays as well, to be fair, so I might make him first substitute. If I'm doing that, should I not just do that? Surely Smith-Rowe's more likely to get points than Tony. I'm going to do that. 5 in the middle, 3-5-2. All right, hopefully Seb likes that team a bit more. I might still make changes. I've still got about 24 hours before the league starts. So I've got Salah as captain, Antonio as vice captain. I think I'm going to stick with those boys. And let's confirm it, basically. Bosh. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my team. Do you rate it? Do you hate it? Have I missed anyone out? Should I make any changes? I've still got time. Big thanks to Seb for giving me his wisdom in this video. Much appreciated. If you want to join my league, check out the link in the description or the code on the screen now. It's a massive league, so if you win that, you've done very well. £100 will go to the winner. And if you want any of this top quality #United merch, we've got these brand new hoodies and t-shirts. We've got the new kit there, loads of other stuff. #UnitedStore.com is the website for you. All right, guys, take care. All the best. Don't go changing. And good luck with your FPL teams.